Like, tell us what we're doing, where we're at.
Wow. What's good? It's your boy Suede. You and HP with it right now. Cooling with my fuck. Nigga, I'm already thinking about that shit.
I know it's weird having a bunch of cameras and shit.
Yeah. You know? What's good? It's your boy Suede. You and HP with it right now. Honey in the park. Yup. What else can I say? Shit.
Yup. Walk us through like a typical day for you. Like, what's a day look like for Suede?
Lately, I just been working like on music and shit before I gotta do my time. Lately, that's all I've been doing, studio time. If I'm in the studio, I'm doing like a photo shoot or a video shoot. If not that, an interview. If not that, that's all I've been doing lately though. But like before the music, shit.
See? This one. I love this one. He hated those. I know. Look at his smile already. Who's this?
I don't know.
That's mommy.
That's mom.
Esta me recuerdo que de veras lloró porque no le supieron hacer su pelo como él quería.
They were living in Greenfield, and then he was telling her, I want to go back to LA because right here they don't know how to cut hair. And
he was always very specific about who cut his hair.
Yes.
Or like the way they lined him up, always, since he was small.
And you can tell he was crying for a long time.
He was mad. Look at this one, it's probably my favorite picture ever.
Yes.
It just shows him since he was small, like his personality is shown in this picture. Like the way he portrayed himself, like a boss, like, I don't know, like he already knew who he was gonna do. Growing up without my dad, he was always like, I'm never gonna let you like feel like you're alone. He would say he was the chosen one for the family. He wanted to be the one who provided for us the way my dad didn't provide for us, or like he wanted to step up. I'm gonna like be the one who takes you guys out the struggle, and you guys are not gonna struggle anymore.
I grew up with no dad and shit, like shit, yeah, like he left us when I was only 7. It used to be all of us 9 in one room type shit. But hell yeah, we've been through hell and back. Fucking, I remember only having 4 shirts at once, 2 pairs of jeans, fucked up ass shoes, ripped shoes, looking like they trying to eat and shit. Like all that shit. But yeah, yup.
Different now, it's gonna be way different.
It's gonna be different though.
Yeah, so I mean, Huntington Park, like, you know, for someone like me who grew up in like the Bellflower, Downey area, that's where you go if you want to be around, like fully entrenched in your Mexican culture. It's like a little Mexico. You know, a lot of low income, you know, immigrants that work there and, you know, work extremely hard. They live there. And to see, you know, Suede being someone from that community and, you know, making it to live his dreams where there's no, you know, connections to the industry in that city at all, right? And, you know, to know that it was never represented either in LA hip hop or anywhere else. It was always just like, oh yeah, that's like little Mexico. You know, you go there, you know, if you want to buy a quinceañera dress, you go there if you want to buy, you know, cheap shoes or, you know, cheap coats or whatever it is. So to see someone like Suede who, you know, embodied cool in LA and, you know, had an accent and stuff like that, to see him like rise and really put that city on the map forever. You know, he was Mr. HP. He had the Huntington Park logo tatted on him. You know, it was really amazing, and he really left a mark forever on that city.
Like, walk around your block like comfortable. Right now I'm comfortable, I don't give a fuck. Sometimes I be just risking it, you know? Sometimes I be thinking about it. Like shit, any moment, shit could crack.
It's always in the back of your mind, right?
Yeah, always. Oh shit.
Long live whoever. What's the deal? Do what it do. What's up, man? My boy. Been a minute, huh? And this is
the home base for MoneySign Suede. He recorded over 1,000 songs here, put a lot of hours in, and I feel like we had the opportunity to watch Lil Bro grow as an artist right here in this studio.
It just kind of felt really honest and raw, and I was like, whoa, like he's really saying something, you know? He was just talking about life, something that he had personally experienced, and a lot of people that I record, they like to talk about a lot of other things other than that. It just kind of was refreshing. No matter what it was, he would ensure that it was authentic. Every night, 8 p.m. till at least 2 a.m., sometimes till 6 a.m., sometimes till 8 a.m. It just really, whatever the vibe was, if he was knocking out songs, we just weren't gonna stop. If I wasn't available, he would just be in another studio. He would never like to use autotune or anything like that. And so I feel like it feels more authentic when you're really rapping or you're really singing. Like it feels more natural to people and they kind of, gravitate towards it better. It's not just like a robot or something.
How did you find it?
Gary Leon, outstanding A&R. Shout out to Gary. He was like, I got something for you. So I was like, shit, let me send it to P. And P was like, this shit is crazy.
He was really confident. I think he was 17, 18, 19 at the time. So I was like, dang, this kid's got something, and his music was good. He was hustling in the streets, and I was like, I'm gonna bring this up to Atlantic. I asked a lot of questions in the neighborhood, and everybody knew who he was. He was popular at his school. He was a little brother to me. Everything that my uncles and my dad taught me as far as how to be an entrepreneur, how to be a good person, I basically passed down to Suede. And the knowledge that I would pass down, I would see him execute it, and I would appreciate it a lot. It's very hard to become a successful artist, right? It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Dr. Dre says this. And to see it slowly come into fruition, and you see the excitement in his eyes, and you could tell that he wants to take it to another level. It's just incredible.
Everything's coming at once. Everything.
2 days later, I was like, I'm gonna smash out to Huntington Park. Got in the whip and went over there. As soon as I got out, it was all these little bitty motherfuckers. They was all little bitty motherfuckers. Everybody's a teenager or smaller than the motherfucker. And the smallest motherfucker, as soon as I got out the car, the smallest motherfucker, he wasn't saying nothing. He was just like, but he had this big ass gun. That was Peysoh. I was like, damn, what's up with him? They was like, oh, that's the little homie. I was like, okay.
If we was in the old house, I would have showed you all the bullet holes on the wall. We had my mom was hanging up pictures and shit.
How many bullet holes?
Probably 8. Just another day in the hood.
How did you meet Suede?
Shit, that's my people, you feel me? That's my cousin and shit. You know what I'm saying? He came back out here from Moreno Valley and he started doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He started rapping. I was locked up while he started rapping. Then as I was coming home, he was getting a buzz. Everybody knew, okay, yeah, he sounds different, you know what I'm saying? He gonna make it happen. Sure enough, he got a little email, Atlantic, you know what I'm saying? And that was big, because Atlantic got big artists. And there's a lot of motherfuckers that we listen to, so we god damn, you about to go big, bro, you about to go mainstream like a motherfucker.
It's my first time seeing Suede. He was like, thank you for coming over here. So I'm like, what's up with you? I'm like, the label fucking with it, I'm fucking with it. What do you want to do? And he's like, well, I go to court tomorrow and I gotta see what's gonna happen. He wasn't saying nothing. He was going to sentencing.
Right, he was.
He wasn't going to court.
Right.
He was going to get a sentence on Monday. He didn't tell me that. So that day passed, 3 days passed, 4 days passed, 5 days passed. That weekend, I'm like, hey, what's up, little bro? What we doing? He's like, oh, hey, yeah, I think I might have to go to jail. I was like, what? You think you're gonna have to go to jail? He's like, I gotta go to jail.
Right.
So I'm like, all right. So then I went back to Atlantic. I called the president of A&R. She's like, TK, what you wanna do? I'm like, I wanna roll the dice. This kid is epic.
I was already rapping before the case, but when I caught the case, shit, I feel like I got bailed out. And then when I got bailed out, I hit the studio the next day. And that's when I made the song that went crazy. Back to the Bay, when I got out, everybody was fucking with it, type shit.
Well, I don't think LA ever really heard of broken English, East Side Mexican. Usually people run from certain things instead of he walked towards it. He was the first kid to embrace his twang, and his twang and the kind of beats that he rapped to, because he did stretch his syllables. So he wasn't on West Coast time. He wasn't on a 98, whatever the fuck the BPM is, and in that West Coast pocket. He actually, if he did rap on those beats, he was dragging his words and dragging his flow. And because he did that is the reason why he went and did records with kids from Florida that related to him, or, you know, Kodak liked him, or, you know, kids down south and Detroit. His flow moved past the coast.
You know, I see this kid with all this potential, and I'm just like, no, like, push pause, put jail back, move the date back, you know, a couple of months. What can we do about this? And it was just like, no, he just had to turn himself in. So he had to do the best he could to make people not forget him.
Some niggas get locked up and then like don't drop shit when they're in there, so like their name dies out type shit. And that's what we don't want to happen to me.
Once he came out, I believe it was early 2021, and he dropped I'm Back, and it was like, whoa, like he's really back, you know. It hit the nail right on the head. The song was incredible. You know, he came out, he looked more like a man instead of a boy, you know what I'm saying? He put some weight on him. You know, he had a couple face tats, he started getting tatted. It was just like, oh man, this kid grew up in there, you know? You know, so we're doing the interview. Mid interview, just takes off his shirt like Tupac. You know, he was feeling himself. Like, I remember asking him what was the first thing he did when he got out of jail. And then he said he went to go get Raisin Canes. And then I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, how was that? He's like, I don't know, I ate it cold because I started to have sex with my girl. Like, I was just like, this is hilarious. Like, he's a horny 20-year-old kid. And like, I was just like, you know, again, it's like endearing. Like, he's just himself.
Where's like the inspiration come from for
shit, just how I'm feeling. Shit I like people could relate to. Like, I'm not gonna make up like, oh shit, I got 30 racks. If I don't got 30 racks, you feel me? Or rather talk about like shit I've been through, the struggle, my pain. How else could I answer that question?
Just to see him like perform at the Roxy, you know, on a show of mine was something I was really excited about. You know, videos on my phone, I'm right behind him. He's performing back to the bag, no shirt. And I remember thinking like, oh, this is cool as the moment. You know, he's at the historic Roxy. And also it's just the beginning.
Would you go to the concerts?
The first time that we went, I think it was at the Roxy. And we went VIP. So everybody was like, he went outside for us, you know? For my kids, my husband, us. So everybody's like, oh my God, they're Suede sisters, oh my God. Everybody wanted to talk to us, you know, we were embarrassed. Like, but when we literally went inside, it was crazy seeing all these kids screaming his name, you know, it was unreal.
I didn't even feel like his sister. I felt like his fan, like one of his biggest fans. Like, I didn't even feel like I was related to him. I was just so happy to like see him. I thought he was gonna be huge. I always told him like, I know you're gonna make it like really big. We would joke around with him like, okay, when you have like big tours, can I go and like, can I be the one that, are you guys ready for Suede?
His message in his music was putting his people on. He said his people 20 million times in songs. Yeah. My people, my people, my people. That's all he gave a fuck about. The Mexican community, that's what he cared about, is the Mexican Latino community.
If you want to talk about like Mexican hip hop in the last like 20 years in LA, there's not really much to talk about. There's, you know, a couple flashes in the pan, but for the most part, you had Shoreline Mafia about like 7 years ago do their thing, kill it, you know what I mean? The rest is history. You know, Suede, you know, although being inspired by that, he was never really a direct offspring of kind of their creation. He really kind of built it upon the ground up, similar to how Shoreline Mafia did as well, but I feel like he really gave it that like Southeast LA like signature, and that's why he really blew up, because instantly everyone saw him and was like, okay, this reminds me of someone I grew up with. This is relatable, you know what I mean? And that's what that side of town always needed, you know? You know, in 2024, people are using him as like organically as inspiration of like, you know, I could do it too.
I had went to interview Peysoh when he was on house arrest in his place in Maywood, and getting like the backstory of their relationship and how Suede actually paid for the 6 block session, which that's what blew up Peysoh, and like he paid for his video and stuff. And I was just like, man, what a selfless kid. He was like 18 paying for his 16-year-old homie his music, you know, fees and stuff like that. And he knew that. He was like, oh no, you know what, stay out of the streets. Knowing like Suede didn't have a lot of money at that time, you know, he's very much trying to figure it out himself. But the little, you know, bit of light he did have, he, you know, chose to try to, you know, help Peysoh shine. And while Suede was locked up, Peysoh went and, you know, started to, you know, blow up himself. And then just to see that movement of them, Parkside, you know, then they had a couple other artists under them. And I was just like, wow, this is a movement. It's no longer just Suede. It's like he's really created a whole movement.
Yeah, on the set. He paid for that studio session. And then after that, it was just up. Seeing him do it motivated me to do it. He made people believe in their dream. Because to a lot of motherfuckers, being a rapper is a dream. So when we seen him do it as a Mexican from buttfuck nowhere, no cosign, no nothing, we was like, you feel me? You get hope.
The Parkside movement it's pretty big. We got Dogfather Polo, we got Spaz, we got Parkside Plugs, we got Peysoh, Free Peysoh, and we got myself, 323 JV. And Clyder too, free the homie Clyder. MoneySign Suede, one of the brothers, you know, taking over the globe right now. You know, he doing some time, but we right here grinding still for him, for the team. Enjoying the journey. We the American dream. Parkside babies. I met Suede like, I know Suede like for 4, 5, 6 years. Not too long. I met him at work. He was a kid making music, trying to rap. And they brought him up to me. I was at work. It was like, oh man, he rapping. Check him out, he hot. All right. He started spitting. He was, you know, he had his thing going on with Polo and everybody. You know, I didn't know them yet until no cap. At work, me and him always fooled around, you know, you know how it work. We always enjoy it. It's 12 hours. I still work at that spot. Like a factory, it's a big factory. He used to be my partner, and we love music. So we were really loud up in the, you know, because everybody's Hispanic, you know, everybody, you know, speaks Spanish, listen to different, you know, corridos, music, you know. We listen to rap. And it was the beginning for us, well, for me and him, you know, because we seen this like, from chiefing in my truck, my Escalade truck all day at work, lunch break, riding, freestyling, doing this, telling them let's get it. It came true.
Action.
You ever been to Portland? Nah, bro, it's too fast. I can't take this shit serious, fool.
Just be like, bro, you got it though,
right,
bro. You got it.
I just in the drink. Are we off to Gonzo?
Going on the road with Suede, and not only Suede, but you know, Peysoh, Luda, Phobic. That was his first time taking a plane. I think it was all of their first times taking a plane. I just remember everybody being excited and looking forward to all the shows. I seen just a group of kids just really leave home for the first time and get to experience that energy, that love from the fans.
Shit, we just landed, feel me? Portland, Oregon. My first time on the plane. My nigga Phoenix, my nigga Luda, Peysoh, Phobic. Part-time babies out here and shit, feel me?
They done let us into the op city, you know what I'm saying? We right here.
I'm on a different level. This nigga, look at this nigga, bro.
Nah, these just feel better than me.
You want the story here? You don't give a fuck, nigga.
Like that party game.
The fans came out. The fans showed love. I remember seeing the growth. Every show, they got more comfortable. Suede got more confident. Just his presence on the stage, it grew. And he always found a way to incorporate everybody in his sets. That was probably the first and the only time Parkside performed together as a whole. He made sure all his homies, you know, touched the mic. He made sure everybody perform something they wanted to perform.
The black community fucked with us, the Mexican community fucked with us. Like, it was love, bro. Love like a motherfucker. They embraced the fuck out of us every city we went to. Shit, I ain't never thought I'd do no shit like that, you know? Farthest I ever went was fucking... No, I've been to Mexico before, when I was on the run before, but like, as far as like that way, I've never been nowhere else. Beautiful, bro.
Everywhere he went, he got embraced. People loved him. And he loved the people back.
We had a lot of shit set up, but you know, that last time he went to jail, he was literally supposed to go on tour before that, but he had to go turn himself in. So it was just like a lot of things, you know, with the industry, it's all timing. But even with that, he was on his way.
He started kind of going in and out of jail a lot. You know, it was some time for this, some time for that, 60 days here, 60 days there, violations and things like that. So I didn't get to see him too much after that. It was, you know, free Suede again, and then it's free Suede again. I started to feel like, oh man, like, you know, he's going down the wrong path, and like kind of frustrated. But then also like after doing some research, it's like the police in his area know who he is, and they're kind of targeting him. You know, every time they pull him over, they know he's gonna have a gun. And it's not because he's a menace, it's like to protect his life, right? And if he didn't feel safe, he didn't feel safe. When you gangbang in LA, you have your alliances, right? But if you don't have an affiliation, everybody can be your enemy. You know, so it's like no backup, you know, in case of like, besides you and your direct homies, you know. So, you know, every time he'd get pulled over, he had a gun, okay, catch another gun charge. And I was just like, man, you know, like I understand, but at the same time, it's like, it's also this system that's like, you know, benefits and like profits off of recidivism.
It was just weird how he kept going in. Like, we'll be riding with all types of shit in the car to shows. We never got pulled over. I didn't have a license and I looked young as a motherfucker. How could you target Suede and not me? You know what I'm saying? Suede was more like chill. Like, he was a good motherfucker deep down. Like, one can only speculate what the fuck was going on, but you know what I'm saying? He was in and out like a motherfucker.
I started to hear things about he had a lot of enemies. It's like an incident had happened at one of his shows, and that, you know, things went wrong. And I remember being like pretty fearful for him in terms of just like I said, I've just witnessed so many, you know, LA rappers and people I've interviewed and people I've grown a relationship with pass away.
He was in over his head on some things. And once again, you're talking about somebody 21, 22 years old trying to figure out things that are way beyond their comprehension, you know? We had talked one time about prison. He was like, yeah, I think I got another sentence in me. I was like, man, don't never fucking say that shit around us. We not them type of people. Like, we fight cases. We don't surrender. We fight cases. So my mind is, I'm from a different thing. But little bro, he did the best he could do. But what he was equipped with, he did the best he could do. So I definitely felt like he saw things unraveling before his eyes.
Man, I love you, brother. Man, I love you, brother, man. You know, man, I miss you. Can't wait you get home, man. Parks our babies, man, till I'm gone, man.
A local up-and-coming rapper has been killed while in prison in Northern California. MoneySign Suede, whose real name is Jaime Brugada Valdez. According to prison officials in Monterey County, Suede's death is being investigated as a homicide. Brugada was found last night in a shower area and was unresponsive. He was pronounced dead a short time later. Fans are leaving condolences on his official Instagram page. The 22-year-old rapper was sentenced last year in Riverside County on charges of being a convicted felon in possession of a gun.
I was actually the one who received the call from prison. They called me. He said he was like I think like a detective or something, and he was like, just to let you know that your brother's deceased. And I was like, At first it didn't hit me, like it didn't feel real until he hung up. And I remember like I just started screaming. I came running to this room actually because my sister was right here. I couldn't even like tell her, she just heard me screaming. And like I was like, it's Jaime. She was like, what's wrong with Jaime? And then it finally came out like he's dead.
Todavía el último día, nos habló el último día. Como a las 11 de la mañana estábamos acabando de desayunar cuando entró la llamada por WhatsApp. Nos miró y me dijo, ma, I love you, cuídate mucho. Como si se estuviera despidiendo. En ese momento yo no lo pensé así. Como él sabía que me van a operar de mi rodilla, me dijo, ma, quiero que seas bien fuerte. Quiero que seas bien fuerte, que hagas todo lo que tengas que hacer para que quedes bien de tu rodilla. Ya sabes que yo te amo y le pido a Dios por ti. Le dije, sí, papi, gracias, le digo, voy a ser fuerte como tú quieres. Dice, yo pronto voy a salir, mamá, pronto voy a salir. Dice, ya voy a salir pronto, dice. Y voy a estar contigo más tiempo, ahora sí. Le dije, está bien, hijo. Le digo, con que tú estés bien, yo estoy bien.
I couldn't sleep that night. I don't know, it just felt weird, like something was just off. It was early, the homie was like, hey, go get on that phone. As soon as I answered, he's like, hey, fool, Suede died. That shit was horrible. That shit hit me, you know? I was sick as fuck. I was overdosing, like it was bad. I was on pills from then all the way till August. They had put me like on a suicide watch. They thought I was trying to kill myself and shit. I was just not trying to think about any of that shit. Like, I wasn't trying to think about, like, nothing. Like, I didn't want to feel nothing. I didn't want to think of nothing. Like, it was bad. Like.
Él nunca pensaba en él solo. Él nunca. Él siempre pensaba en su familia. Me decía, Mau, yo te voy a tener como una reina. Yo te voy a cuidar. Sorry, ma, tú no me enseñaste esto de estar en la cárcel. Tú siempre me llevaste por el buen camino. Yo me equivoqué, no tú. No te hice caso.
It's hard for me to take it, fool. Like, I can't take it. Like, I can't. It gives me anxiety, fool, to get on that stage and not see Suede. Every show we ever did was me and him. You couldn't book me without Suede, or you couldn't book Suede without me. Like, there was no way. I can't. It's gonna feel wrong, bro. Like, just being on that stage looking at my brother now right there. That shit is weird, fool. So I wonder how Dirk did it without Vaughn, you know what I'm saying? Like, how? How the fuck do you do that? How do you get over that? Like, how?
We still have no answers. We don't know. We don't know nothing yet. Sometimes I'm still like, maybe he'll call me.
The experience and the time you get with somebody really means a lot. Whether it's being in a van with somebody on tour or SUV, whether it's, you know, if you smoking a blunt, drinking whatever you drinking, you in close proximity. On the come up is all about this, you know. You coming up, y'all looking at each other, y'all vibing. And these are priceless things. We didn't know 2 years ago or 3 years ago he was gonna be gone. We weren't thinking in that way. You're constantly thinking of, we gotta get him this, we gotta get him that. We're not thinking in terms of life ending. You're not thinking of, you gotta get a casket, you gotta get a tombstone. The thing that really killed me, bro, the most, Suede was it for his family, man. He was really it for his family. As they call it, the chosen one. He was the one that was taking his family to the next level. That was to take that away, bro. Now I want somebody from 10 years, 20 years from now, I want this to be immortalized at what bro did for his people, for the city of LA, for youth culture, because that's what he wanted to do. He was one of those people that got to live it, you know what I mean? And it was, we in a different era, man. So his His life wasn't in vain. He changed, he got to do what he wanted to do, and he's gonna touch millions of people. I look at his streams weekly. He's touching millions of people weekly with his music.
Shit, I actually talked to him the day he died. In the morning, he FaceTimed. So, I put together an album for him. And Suede was very particular about his music. And he liked it, which I was actually like, oh, you really like this shit? He said, bro, this shit is hard, bro. He just asked me to make 2 changes. And usually it's about 50 changes. So I was like, oh, that's great. Cool. He's like, I know I want to call my album. I'm like, what do you want to call it? He said, The Chosen One, because I'm the chosen one. I got to show my people the way. That's what he literally told me. I never forget it. It makes me chill when I think about it. And then I said, what do you want the artwork to be? He said, just make sure my stomach tat's on the art. The Chosen One. I'm like, all right, cool. So I sent him the files, and that was it. Then I get the news that he passed. Shit, like 6 to 7 hours later. It's just, you know, sometimes the spirit comes to you, and if he knew or if he didn't know, I don't know, but there's a reason why he called me the morning that he passed and told me what he wanted his album to be and what he liked and what he wanted to change. Like, he was serious about his art. So it wasn't a coincidence that he's not like he didn't call me every day. He might call me once every other week, once a week, DM me. So it's not like we were talking every single day on the phone. He just so happened to call me the morning of him passing to give his artistic vision on the project, you know? So, yeah, you know, that shit is crazy, man. It really is.
The way he was so passionate about everything motivates us to keep going. We're still putting out the songs that he left recorded. Like, stopping just doesn't make sense for us.
The last thing you did before we turned himself in was a toy drive.
Just growing up, we didn't really have nothing, me and him. One of my favorite memories with him would probably be like, my mom would take us to thrift stores to get like used toys. We'd go crazy in thrift stores, and I think like he never wanted other kids to like feel that way or something that he wished they would do for him. So that's why he would do it.
I have a lot of faith in God. See, a lot of people, they say believe in God and shit, but they talk about faith, but they don't really know the definition of faith. Like, faith, you can say you got faith, but you gotta feel the faith. I don't know, it's crazy, but I believe in God a lot, and I know I'm the chosen one.
The last project that we were working on was The Chosen One, specifically for Suede, which, you know, Simon, you know, did all of the artwork for. You know, he did a really good job at that.
Picasso reached out to Blazzy and described kind of what his vision was for the project and for the artwork, and we drew up a concept together.
His mom is there. She's kneeling down with a dove, letting a dove go into the clouds.
I thought it would be best to have the shadow, again, to symbolize that God's got his back. The blood from his hands from being crucified speaks a lot to not only how religious he was, but how he kind of carries that spirit in the community and on a wider level. Yeah.
All his friends are there that he was with, and they're looking at him. You know, obviously sad, and then there's people at the bottom throwing stones at him. And those are all the people that are fucking haters and took him away from us. He's crying because his people are not understanding what he stood for.
We came from the bottom. We're trying to reach the top. We're trying to show everybody it's possible. You know, you just gotta have faith. It's like climbing a mountain. We climbing. We're not really up. We climbing to the top. We getting there, step by step.
Ain't nobody has really like made it out of HP like big, really. So like, shit, that inspires me too. Like shit, I want to be like the first one out of HP type shit. Shit, I've been trying to like open doors for everybody. Just trying to make something happen. You feel me? Everything I did, like, I ain't just do it for myself. Like I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do it for everybody type shit. Feel me?